Hey guys, Lori Ehlke here. Today I wanted to do a watercolor tutorial. I haven't done one of those in a while. I've been on vacation with my kiddos. We went to Colorado and we just did some kid videos for the last couple weeks. So back into watercolor again. I have been painting lots of watercolor, I just haven't been doing videos. So today I am doing a video from a picture that I took in Michigan on a like dirt dune ride. So you go on these like crazy Jeep type vehicle and through the dunes in Michigan. It's in Saugatuck and it's super fun. And while we were on this ride, I snapped this quick picture of this red barn that caught my eye. And this is the painting that I did of that little picture that I took. So I'm so glad. I'm always taking pictures for inspiration, and this is one of the ones that I happened to snag on this awesome dune ride. So if you're ever in Michigan, it's on the southwest corner in Saugatuck. Check out the dune rides, they're super fun. And if you see this barn, oh man, like that would be super awesome if you take a picture of it as well. So this is a fun little painting that I did of the barn with, of course, the greenery and stuff around it. You can see it was the beginning of fall, so some of the leaves had already kind of started changing colors, which I liked to kind of tie in with the color of the barn. So thank you so much for watching. If you like my videos, please subscribe to my channel down below and hit that like button. All right, enjoy this tutorial. We'll see you later.
I started off with a basic sketch. Just the roof line, the triangle, and then one vertical line off to the left. I'm going to use 3 brushes for this painting, starting off with a small flat brush. I'm beginning with the roof color. I just used a mixture of brown and blue and kind of a watery mixture. I will add some more layers later. I'm using that for the door and the window as well. Now I'm diving into the green, still using the same brush, and I'm starting off really light, a little mixture of yellow and green. And then as you can see, I've added a couple dots of orange in here and there too. A little bit brighter there. This is the beginning of fall, and so I wanted to make sure to include some of those colors, just starting to touch in on the leaves. And basically I'm just kind of dabbing in different colors of green, light green, some dark green. While it's still wet, I'll drop in a little bit of orange, playing around with the colors. If you wanted to get real crazy, you could add some salt into this. That would make it kind of a cool effect too. I did not do salt in mine, but it always adds kind of a fun, unexpected effect and works really well in bushes. So for the area that's behind the barn, it has more of a blue tint to it, even though it's greenery. So I started off with some ultramarine blue, and then now I'm adding the greens in it. I want this to kind of recede into the background, so the blues kind of help push back a little bit where the brighter yellows will. Now that I've kind of let my first layers dry, I want to go in and start working on the barn color. I'm still using my flat brush for this one, and I'm using a mixture of red with a little bit of yellow too. And it works kind of nicely to do more of a dry brush for this, so that you leave a little bit of the rough paper kind of coming through. I'm just filling in around the windows, trying to be careful around the edges of the plants. I find that a flat brush works really nice for those, so you get some of those edges. Here I'm going over the roof again, just kind of leaving some dashes along the top with the blue and the brown mixture, darkening the window a little bit as well. I want the background to recede even more, so I'm going over that again with the blue and the green, just trying to really push some of those darker values so that it gets pushed in the back more behind the barn. I want to go really dark in this area, so while it's wet I just keep adding more and more colors. Blue, some green, some purple. I'm going back and darkening some of the blue areas even more. I'm going to do the same thing on the right, just to kind of give that bushy area a little more dimension. So I'm going in and adding some of the darker darks in between, some of the lights. and then along the bottom edge too. I also want the inside of the doorway to be a lot darker. And then I'm framing the window. This under the roof line is in shadow, so I want that to be dark. And there's a little section where the top part of the barn meets the bottom, so that has a line there too. Just making this color a lot more vibrant, so I'm going in with a bolder mix of red with just a little bit of yellow. Here I actually use the back of my brush to kind of scrape in some lines. So if your back of your brush isn't sharp enough, you could do that with anything. A palette knife or even a credit card can be used. Then I wanted to kind of emphasize some of these greens a little more, brighten them up a little bit, and give more variety of color in the green section in the foreground. I also wanted to add a little bit more orange because some of these leaves are turning colors in the fall, so throw some of that in there. It also ties in with the barn. I'm using the smallest brush that I have for here. It's just a round brush, and I'm using it to add a couple detailed lines, emphasizing some of the shadows under the roof line and some of the lines of the boards of the barn. I'm using kind of a brownish reddish mixture, and then darkening it with blue if it needs to go beyond that. I'm then gonna go into some of the window outlines with the same color, and then now I'm going straight for black, so I wanted to really push some of the darker edges with a solid black. And then I'm picking some areas in the bushes too, just to the super darkest darks to kind of emphasize, to make some of those lighter areas pop out. And there you have it. Voila, red barn.